fight for you. Is with you, and he will show himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and he will show himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and he will show himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and he will show himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and he will show himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and he will show himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and he will show himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. Hello again. Listen, apologies for the little, technology always has a mind of its own. They belong to the same union. So I hope you can forgive us. Please forgive us. And I hope this time you can hear us. Sorry about that. Just a little glitch. But we are champions. We handle things. Again, welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. From the heart of Africa, we are broadcasting to you today. And I trust that we're going to have an awesome time. Every day above the ground is a good day. It doesn't matter what life may have thrown at you. So long as there's breath in your nostrils and there's a heartbeat in your chest, there's still hope for you. The beautiful thing is that your God, my God, our God is on our side. No matter what it is, the storms may blow, but after the smoke is cleared and the dust is settled, you, the champion, will still be standing. Episode number 122. Can you imagine? 122 episodes, learning together, getting better together, breakthrough together. What a blessing. So thank you again. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to come your way. Listen, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to pick up your device and share. Please share. Pick up your device and share. Let's do that together. Are we ready? Whilst I acknowledge and welcome a few of our friends and family, let's do that. I know it's going to be a blast today. Let's do that. So who is here in the house? Let's see who is here in the house. Let's acknowledge a few people right here in the house. From Delaware, Katatie George and your wife, Adelaide, God bless you. Prophet Isaac Obner-Renchi from Tamagana, God bless you. My resident billionaire, Mark, I hope you are doing good. God bless you. Funke, good evening to you. Miss all of you. Going to see you very soon. This is Abrefi. I hope you had a wonderful birthday treat. Dr. Kedin, good evening. Miss you too, Kedin. You're going to see me in a few days. Beatrice, good evening to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. God richly bless you. Ohininimo says we can hear you now. If Nana or Ohininimo can hear me, then I'm in business. God bless. Mary Sweet, I hope you can hear me now. Pastor Asma is in the house. My boss, Pastor Asma, is in the house. God richly bless you. So many of you here today. We're going to study together. We're going to get better together. It's going to be an awesome time. So again, welcome to Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. I hope you all are doing very well. God richly bless you. Listen, we're going to get straight into business. Episode number 122. Trying to fix a few things here, and then we're just going to get into business. God richly bless you. Right. Good evening to you, Pastor Stephen Ofosu-Appiah. God bless. Enoka Yesu, God bless you. Susanna, God bless. Good to see all of you. I get excited when all of you come. Pastor Sam, good to see you here today. Listen, it's a love thing. And tomorrow is that day. The V-Day, Valentine's Day. And it comes with all kinds of things, emotions, decisions, actions. If you look around everywhere, you go to the stores, whatever the color is red. They say red is for love. I don't know about that. The treats, chocolates, And I know that tomorrow there'll be tall tales told. There'll be outright lies. There'll be breakups, makeups, all of this and that. Listen, I tell people that Valentine's Day is a day. It's not a life. It's just a day, one day, and it's over. So it is not a day to make regrettable mistakes. It's not a day to make silly decisions. By all means, celebrate with loved ones. But please, as you celebrate, don't leave your brains at home locked up in a box of non-reasoning. I hope I haven't spoiled your fan. But that is what I want to tell you. Because sometimes people make all kinds of mistakes based on just one thing. You make permanent decisions based on temporary situations. So please, it's a day. Let's celebrate. Let's learn. And today, let me just give you a little background about, this Valentine's Day, how it came about, February 14th, In fact, it's the official, whatever name is the Feast of St. Valentine. St. Valentine is feast celebrated on February the 14th. It used to be a Christian celebration, but now, it's been hijacked and heavily commercialized because of you and I. And tradition tells us that there was this priest, he was a preacher, Saint Valentine, who used to preach to people in Rome, and he was arrested because he was not supposed to be preaching, and then he was incarcerated. The jailer of that place had a daughter who was visually impaired, was blind, and Valentine healed the lady. And somewhere along the line, they fell in love, and when this Valentine was going to be executed, he wrote this lady a love letter and signed it off with, "I am your Valentine." And that is how it came. Stories are spun. The longer it goes, the more embellished it becomes. So, the interesting thing is that it's Valentine's Day. So that day, and today, or tomorrow, is the day that is associated with love and romance and stars in your eyes. You know that thing. And today, I want to set aside this day, this episode 122, especially for us to consider a few things. And after that, I'm bringing you a surprise in the house, and we're going to answer some questions. The truth is that love is love, and love is one of the things that so much has been written about love. So many songs have been sung about love, written about love, books, things. Yes, but I believe that it is still one of the least understood things. Love is one of the most abused emotions, and it's one of the most used blessings that humanity ever had. The truth of the matter is that love is a very powerful emotion. It was put within you by the one who created us, God. And when we properly understand and utilize love, it can be a source of joy. But the flip side is also true. If we don't truly understand and we misuse and abuse love, it can be such a source of pain and trauma. And if love has really disciplined you, I pray that after today, there'll be healing coming your way. So let me start by asking, what is love? It will surprise you if you should ask random people what is love. A lot of people may not be able to truly tell you what is love. We are using the English language right now, and the English language sometimes can be limited. It really can be limited. And so we say love, we use it loosely. Oh, he loves his car. We are a nation of dog lovers. I love this, I love that, I love New York, I love this. It's all that. We say it without giving a lot of thought to it. The Greeks, who had one of the most flowery, advanced languages, they do a better job. And in the Greek, they have at least, maybe 4, but at least 3 dominant words that describe what this emotion is love. Number 1, they have what is called eros, E-R-O-S, eros. That is where the word erotic comes out. And is the sexual love, the sensual love, the sexual love, the romantic love. It is normally based on attraction and sexual desire. That is what triggers all this candlelight, yes, you and me, soft songs, soft lights, leading to all kinds of things. Touch. You know what I'm talking about. That is the eros. Then we have phileo. Phileo is brotherly love or sisterly love, and that is based on friendship. Normally it's based on shared interest, your affinity with each other. You like each other. And let me tell you something. This kind of love, the filial kind of love, is very necessary in marriage. Because I've been sitting where I sit with all the years of experience, counseling, observing, watching, I realized that there are couples, they may have fallen in love, but they were never friends. They may have fallen in love, yes, the sensual and the eros, but they were never friends. And so at a point, there's nothing between them. And it's either they remain as roommates or whatever, or everybody goes their merry way. So phileo is very important. But I want us to look at agape, the last one, the agape, and it's the highest kind of love. It is a divine love. It is a sacrificial and committed, a love that is committed. It's a love that holds on and endures through tough seasons and storms. I say it this way, that the agape kind of love is the love that will not jump out of the car even when trouble is driving. Agape love will not jump out of the car even when trouble is driving. And in this kind of love, you love not because of, you love in spite of. This kind of love is given to us, and you have it and I have it. If you're a Christian, a child of God, and the Holy Spirit is on the inside of you, you have it. Romans 5:5 says that the love of God is shed abroad, is poured out generously in our heart through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. So if you are a tongue talker or whichever way designation you call yourself, but so long as you are spirit-filled, the love of Christ is on the inside of you. So technically, you should not hate. You must not hate. You must be filled with the love. And this kind of love, the agape kind of love, is the bedrock upon which all lasting relationships must be built. It's very important. And in this episode, very quickly, because I'm going to give you some time to ask me easy questions, but I want to quickly address a few things. And I'm going to address 4 categories of people. Very, very quickly. I'm not going to do an in-depth thing because whatever I have here can take us a whole year. But I want to just knock on a few things, So I'm going to address 4 categories of people. Category number 1, those who are considering dating. You are asking, should I date or should I not date? And if I should date, what should I look for? Or who should I be first before I date? We're going to look at that very briefly. I'm not going to get into details. Number 2, I will address those who are already in a dating situation. You may be dating already. What are some of the things that you have to consider? Some of the red flags, some of the things you don't have to do, a few things. Then the 3rd category, I will address those who through their dating have ended up in marriage. And there are a few keys that I want to leave to you to strengthen your marriage. We'll look at marriage killers. Because there are things that are after your marriage. Never forget that. And then finally, if there's anybody, that is why I'm the ambassador of hope. If for any reason you have experienced some breakdown in a marriage relationship, ended up in separation, divorce, trauma, whatever, I want to talk to you today. Is that okay? Who is in the house? Is there anybody in the house? Abba Odoma, God bless you so much. All the way from Wisconsin. I hope the sun is beginning to shine a little bit up there. If not, too bad. Maxwell Bemba, God bless you, Max. Saba Davis, good evening to you. Tom Ted, good evening to you, Mary Mamba. God bless you. God bless you, TT. Mrepa Natasha, you are watching. God bless. Henry Bass, how are you doing this evening? Linda Moore is watching, and God richly bless you. There's a Chinese Hercules here who is also watching. Wow, that's interesting. Mami, I hope you are doing very well. Eva is in the house. Eva Andopoku, you are here. Ernest, Kojo Malik, wow, you never walk alone. You never walk alone. God bless you so much for being in the house. Dinik, God bless you so much. So much. God bless you. Eunice Ajimai. Eunice, you're going to hear from me soon, and our love is out there for you. Our prayers are with you. God richly bless you. God bless you. My boss, Eunice Asma, dear, God richly bless you. Angela Adadi, God richly bless you. Oh, my boss is on the line, Pastor Brian Amwate. Listen, if you are a young person that is between the ages of 14 and 70, 14 and 70, you are young. Something epic, something with a tectonic force is about to happen in Ghana. In the month of March, IS Global, International Youth Empowerment Seminar, hosted by my own boss, Pastor Brian Amwaten, one of the cutting-edge leaders God has raised for our generation. And the 10th anniversary is coming. The assemblage of men and women coming to speak to you, young people in Ghana, is awesome. Listen, if you are listening to me anywhere in Africa, West Africa, South, just make your way here. March, you cannot afford to miss it. The 2nd week of March. Please, whatever, I think the 12th of March, all the way. And then there will be a global all night on the Friday. Come on. You're going to have, I don't know if you want to go through the list. It's just earth shaking. You don't want to miss that. So please, let's make it. Tracy Ann, God bless. Sapono God richly bless you. All right, now let's go. Let me just go. Number 1, for those of you who are considering dating, if you are considering marriage, if you want to marry, then dating is a starting point. So yes, you should date. When should you date? As soon as you want to date, you should. Open your eyes, because many times, people come to me and they ask me, maybe I'm going to pray and wait and God is going to send me my thing. I've been doing leadership and ministry for 40-some years. I don't know how many people that God has packaged, a woman or a man, and sent them by the postal service to your door. You have to make efforts, open your eyes, you know what you want, and so you should date. So dating is a starting point. And dating is that let's get to know each other point. Dating is very necessary because you heard the word dating. It's from the etymological root data, information. That is where you get information about the other person in order for you to decide whether he or she is suitable for you. So dating, yes, it is necessary. You should do it. But hear me, dating is not a season for doing marital stuff. Because there are people that I know who got married and in a couple of days they come and say, Pastor, there's no more fire in our relationship. You burn the wood once you're dating. So please, whatever it is, you should date. But the reason for dating is data. You find out about the person. Now, don't investigate. You just have to find out. As you hang around, you are looking for some things. And so please be careful that in falling into love, you don't fall into trouble. It's very important. So date with your eyes open, looking for information. Ask questions. That is not the time to just lock up your brains in a box. Ask questions. Find out. What is the best book you've read? Have you listened to the Ambassador of Hope lately? What 2 things has he said that has changed your life? Ask. Have you been arrested before? When he begins to stammer, ask him how many times. It's important that you find those things out. Unfortunately, during dating time, people just, they lose it. Don't do that. So let me go ahead. Let's say you've gone past that one, now you are dating. And this is, for me, dating is preparation time. And there are things that you should look out for. You should find out some things. And let me give you very quickly. Number 1, find out who that person is. Who is that? Oh, yes, identity. Yes, you should. It's not funny. It will surprise you how many people date people and end up in marriage and they realize that they never knew the person. Anybody can just put on a good behavior when you're having a date night. But sometimes you got to really know the person. Because this terrain that you and I live in, especially in our generation, things can be very, very interesting. Find out who they are, their name. Is it your real name? Yes, I'm telling you. Today we live in a very dangerous world, I'm telling you. So find out who the person is. Before you introduce the person to your parents or their parents, meet their parents, find out. Number 1, their status. What do you mean? Are they truly single? I've been a pastor for 41 years. I've seen a few things. I kid you not, I've had some very traumatic and interesting experience. I have actually, let me be very vulnerable. I've actually blessed the marriage before. That right after that, I got a letter from the wife of the man who had blessed his marriage, who had told us, sworn to the higher service by the 77 courts of Cape Coast, that he was single. And his wife wrote to me with a photo of 4 children, thanking me for marrying her husband off. Of course, I lived in a foreign country. I could not do all the investigation to the very heavens. So please be very careful. Find out, are they truly single? You say, how? Find out. Find out about their gender. Gender, yeah, yes. Do you want me to say more about this amazing world? You must know. You say, how am I going to strip them naked? No, but somehow find out. Because you don't want to, a woman, you don't want to be, you know what I mean. So it's very important that you get that. Find out. Ask them, what gender are you? Who are their family? Who are their friends? Because when you marry, you are going to marry entire families, whether you like it or not. You are not going to marry and go and live on an island all by yourself and live happily ever after. You are going to marry family. You're going to marry some friends. They will be part of your circle. So you've got to find out. Because you are finding all these things out in order to make a decision. What are their beliefs? Whether you like it or not, religious and cultural beliefs, they really matter. They are very important. They say, oh, marriage doesn't matter, we are in love. Religion doesn't matter, culture doesn't matter. You are looking at a person that has a lot of experience with this. You don't marry to convert. It's not a tool for evangelism. Believe you me. They may not convert after marriage. So it's very important. And for friends and family who live in places where credit is king, find out their financial status. You don't want to inherit some serious debt because that will bring a lot of pressure and mistrust. These are some of the things that, when you are dating. Don't make dating kiss in the corner, kiss here, we are in love, holding hands, go to the mall, starry-eyed, and all the red flags are all over the place and you don't see it. Somebody said that love is blind, but marriage will wake you up, will give you a healing. So you don't want to do that. You don't want unpleasant surprises. You have to check, do they have some baggage? Yes, we all come into life with baggages, emotional baggage, personal baggage. Listen, maybe people have gone through some trauma, abuse, rape, all these things. And have they been healed? Have they been counseled? Have they gone through some things? Other than that, they bring it into the marriage and all kinds of situations happen. Finally, ask them about, you have to find out about their aspirations. What are your plans for the future? If the person tells you, for me, I take one day at a time, I don't care, it's a warning. It's a warning. You must know, how do I fit into your future plans? How can you do these two together? So these are some of the things that you have to look at. Let's go to the third category, those who are married, already married. So you see, I want to cut across the whole board, I'm an equal opportunity helper. So everybody. So if you're married, listen, don't you assume that your marriage is 100% safe. No. There are forces, spiritual, ecological, psychological, whatever, governmental, that militate against this sacred union called marriage. Don't ever forget that. Don't take it for granted, my friend. And I've observed that many times. It's what I call, quote unquote, the little things that we ignore. The things that sometimes we take for granted that eventually become the undoing of many marriages. You know, I'm sure you may have heard of marriage, wedding planners. There are two a penny, all over the place, wedding planners. But how many of you have heard of marriage planners? Hardly. Why is it so? I think we should be having more marriage planners than wedding planners. Because a wedding is for a day. Marriage is for a lifetime. We spend so much money, so much effort. We pull out all the stops just for half a day ceremony. Where I pastor, the marriage ceremony is the ceremony is just 30 minutes. That's the longest you go. And you go and have your parties and everybody's gone and the two of you are left without makeup. Now what? What do you do? It's important, my friend, that you do not take things for granted. There's something called the law of thermodynamics. And within that is what we call entropy. And in short, anything that is left on itself, unattended, will eventually deteriorate. So you cannot take your marriage for granted. If you leave your clothes somewhere, I have a closet somewhere in a home. I have a home somewhere, and I have a closet. And I came back the other time, and my help, my pastor help, the one who asked me was saying, Daddy, of course where I am it can be brutally hot. So when air conditioners are not on and it's left for a little while, I saw the shoes. It's like the shoe has gone to battle and come back. Shirts. He showed me some of my shirts that I hadn't worn. They were falling apart. So we had to really give some things away. Have you noticed that you can build a brand new house? Beautiful. And if nobody lives in, after a little while it begins to fall apart, it's entropy. Anything left unattended will eventually deteriorate. And that is exactly how marriage is. Please work on your marriage. Work on your marriage. Nothing works until you work. Nothing works until you work. Say, how do I do that, Ambassador of Hope? Listen to people like us. Read books. Over these past few days, I think I've read about 8 books. Some I scanned, some I picked up a few things here and there just to refresh my mind, get a few information. But constantly learn, read, listen to marriage coaches. Spend more time listening to marriage coaches than listening to divorce court. Let me drink water. I'll come back and repeat it. You can see my mischievous smile. Anytime I walk anywhere, I do not put that thing up on any television in my home. Divorce court. Because it breaks my heart. I ask myself the question that this couple that are standing and are at each other's throat, did they ever start with love? I'm sure. Did they like each other? Maybe. So what happened? Somewhere along the line. And it breaks my heart when I see that. I do not like human suffering. That is why I'm the ambassador of hope. Attend seminars. Do you have marital mentors? People who are married for a considerable amount of time that can mentor you. I've been doing this marital journey for 41 years. Maybe I know a few things I can throw at you. So there are little things, I call them marriage killers. For the sake of time, I'm going to give you just a few that may help you. Number one, please watch against distractions. To be distracted, to take your eyes off the ball. And there are so many things that distract people in their marriages. I'm telling you, you lose focus. All because, you see, once you get married, familiarity sets in. And if you're not careful, you take each other for granted. And some things, some people, whatever, can easily distract you. And today, the most dangerous thing that can distract people in marriage is what I hold in my hands today. This thing driven by technology. It's like people have resigned from worshiping the Most High God to worshiping technology. Driven by the internet, social media, 10 a penny, this, that. So if you're not careful, you could be living in a house with a spouse, and within a 24-hour day, you have never truly communicated or stopped for anyone. And all your attention is one episode after the other, one TikTok after the other, one Facebook after the other, one YouTube after the other, one this after the other, and on and on and on. And when you do that, something is competing. I have seen wives who were very sad. I've seen husbands who were seething with anger because they could not get through to their spouses. Please, by all means, use technology, but don't let technology distract you from your marriage. Don't put your head so much in technology that they are telling you our house is burning down and you didn't hear it. Or all the pipes in the house are broken and we are drowning and you didn't see it. It's important. Don't be distracted. Please, have time for technology, but have a lot of time for your spouse. The second thing is financial pressures. A lot. Sitting where I sit. I used to counsel a lot. Today, mercifully, I've been relieved a little bit. Financial pressures are one of the highest things that can trouble marriages. So whatever it is, please, I tell people when I used to do a lot of premarital counseling, you must determine how you are going to make your money, and you must determine how you are going to spend your money. Whether you like it or not, money is important. If you don't believe me, try taking it from somebody's pocket, somewhere in public. You see where you end up. It's very important. But it is not the most important thing. Money is very important, but it's not the most important thing to the extent that you will kill for it. You must handle money very well. It's a blessing that God has given to us. Don't spend money like there's no tomorrow. You and your spouse, you must plan together. And especially when you are going to make big purchases or some things that will tax you every month, please sit down and think through it. Can you comfortably handle it? Maybe it will mean that you wear those same shoes for another year, so you don't put yourself under pressure. Maybe it may mean that you don't buy that big house that you truly don't need for the moment, just to compete. So don't forget, distractions, financial pressures. Sometimes please watch out for board of directors. You heard me, they are just that, board of directors. Marriage is between two people. A man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. God never said that there should be a board of directors over your marriage. So in-laws are not board of directors. Your friends are not board of directors. People may have all kinds of agendas in your life. Be careful. Other than that, you will be remotely controlled. You'll be divided. People can whisper and find fault. Please take your faults to each other or to God and keep people out. Don't employ board of directors in your marriage. Keep yourselves to yourself. Then there's jealousy. Jealousy is another marital killer. Oh, this one. I can hear somebody say this one. Yes, jealousy. And it's just that. And jealousy goes both ways. Normally people say women are jealous. Oh, men are even more jealous. Oh, yes, you are. You are. Listen, don't put yourself in a situation that will make your spouse jealous. Because sometimes people have gone through unpleasant situations before with other genders and things. Be very careful about that. Give each one the assurance and the comfort that we are in this thing together. It can go on and on and on and on, but let me begin to just rest here and go ahead. I'm sure by now you may have heard of the miracles of Jesus. You know that, don't you? There's so many miracles. I'm talking about the ones that are recorded, because John said that he did so many miracles that are not even recorded, because if we recorded everything, the whole world would not contain all his miracles. Wow, that's awesome. But the first one that he did that was recorded in the Gospel of John is when he went to a wedding and they had run out of wine. It was gone. Can you imagine the embarrassment? Nothing, no face, no nothing. And the precious mother of Jesus came to him and said, they have no wine. The Lord said, hey, woman, calm down. My time is not yet. You know, women are very powerful. And I'm sure Jesus remembered that when he was 12 years old in the temple, his mother came and shut down his ministry for the next 17 years. So he was not going to, mess with mama, So he commanded the people that fill some water pots with water. And Jesus walked past those water pots and they blashed and they turned pig into beautiful wine. And the governor of the feast tasted it and said, wow, why would you keep this beautiful thing and, for last? You should have given it to us first. And I'm saying all this to say that, is your marriage water-filled or wine-filled? What fills your marriage? If your marriage is as bland as this water that I'm drinking, it can be turned into beautiful wine in your life. So take some 3-4 tips, and let me see whether we can take some questions. Is that okay? Number 1, set intentional date times with your spouse, especially when kids have come in. No, they can so distract you, take all your whole world, that gradually you see your life diverging. So please be intentional. This is a very busy world. All over. Once upon a time where I was born, not too many miles away from here, we had only one traffic light. I drove into town and the whole town knew I was in town. Today, it's traffic jam from end to end. People are busy. People are frantic, moving from place to place. So stop and make time for each other. You don't have to have elaborate date nights. You don't have to go to the highest high-end restaurants. No, it's just the two of you together. Take short vacation. It could even be just a day out. Go visit places. Sometime last year, Mommy and I, we took some of our sons and daughters gave us a glorious vacation. And for me, it's the most beautiful thing that has happened to me. Initially, I didn't know what I was doing in this, but the memories for me, I relive it almost every day. To sit in this boat and sail all the way from North America, from New York, all the way across the Atlantic. After 2 days, I looked around, there was sea everywhere, and I asked myself, what am I doing here? If anything happens to me, who's going to get me? Can you imagine? Oh, but the joy, hitting islands and in the middle of the Atlantic, going to mega cities, beautiful, spending days in Lisbon, going to Nice, going to Palma de Mallorca, going to City Vecchia in Rome, walking the streets of the Vatican. For me, it made me 20 years younger. When God blesses you with resources, please spend some. It is poverty mentality that makes you hoard and think that if I chop just $1, I will die tomorrow. You will die. He gives you freely everything to enjoy. Do you have any memories? Do you have any memories at all? So please, set intentional day times. Go to the movies. Go to a restaurant. Sit at a Chinese restaurant. Something. It's just you, both of you. That's all. So what about the kids? Give them away. I'm just kidding. Let somebody look after them. Number 2, every day connect. Connect daily. How do you connect? Active communication. Exchange your feelings. Body language, whatever. Every day, communicate. Find out how is your day going. Call him or her. Text. Is everything okay? And please, gentlemen, listen to me. Look at me in the eye. Look at me in the eye and let's make eye contact. Gentlemen, when she asks you how your day is going, good. Has it been, yeah. What will you eat? Food. My friend, I'll come after you. I'm going to come after you. Communicate. Communication demands. Have you looked at the human anatomy? You saw how the Creator made you and I? Almost everything He gave us 2. Did you realize that? 2 limbs, 2 legs, 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, just 1 heart to love. But look at your head. Almost everything is 2. 2 ears, nostrils 2, eyes 2, 1 mouth. So you listen twice what you say. Listening is an art. You listen intelligently, understandably, intentionally. You have to. If you are reading the paper, stop. Put social media aside and talk. Connect every day. Other than that, you are going to grow and realize you never knew each other. Number 3, have fun. Marriage is not a war zone. I have a question. You didn't marry your enemy, did you? So have fun. How come that after a while you are at each other's throat? What happened? Because you left things to chance. Crack jokes. Be yourself. Please don't wear a suit to bed because you are the CEO of your job. Don't wear your brand new shoes to bed because you know you are prim and proper. Don't do that. Let your home be your home. Do fun things together. What makes your children happy? What makes your spouse happy? Do it. Smile. Laugh. Life is short, my friend. Life is short. Do things. Number 4, then I'm done. Have sex. Creative sex. Yes, you heard me. I've practiced it all day. Have sex. Have sex. Yes. Only one. Yes. You are here because of that. Somebody had sex and you came out. So yes. Create. I'm not talking about the boring one. Don't tell your wife, as for me, my father raised me as a soldier. So when I'm having sex, I just go straight to the point and I'm done. I'll let her slap you. No, sorry about the laughter behind the scenes, but it is what it is. No, then all this one way. No, be creative. You asking me how? I don't know. Find out what works for you. If she says hold this, hold it. If she says touch it, my friend. Touch it. You will not lose your holiness. Touch it. So let me finish after trying like this. Anyone who has gone through some relational breakdown, the sad reality is that things happen. You and I would never be able to accurately script life. And so things happen. People go through separation, divorce. People discover things that break them apart. And you may be that today. That's why you're on the Ambassador of Hope. Please listen. Accept the fact that in this life, you cannot script it. Things happen. Sometimes people make decisions and take actions and behaviors that affect us remotely and painfully. If you've ever been through that, whether it's separation, divorce, surprises, unpleasant surprises and things. Number 1, learn to walk in forgiveness. Let it be a process, a journey of forgiveness. Determine. It may not all be instant, but take that journey into it. If you feel guilty, let go of guilt. Don't let shame wear you like a coat and parade you about for you to lose your dignity. If you have bitterness because of what has happened, let go. You know, bitterness is drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. How convenient. Don't plan any revenge. Just let go. And don't live your life in the past. Desire to turn a new chapter and get yourself ready. What do? Begin to groom yourself beautifully again. Retrain your mind and your speech to begin to speak positive. Turn your life around. Have a good outlook. Don't live under the jackboots of who hurt you yesterday. Don't become a prisoner. Don't let anybody live rent-free in your head. Trust the Lord to lead you enter a new chapter. And for heaven's sake, and in the name of everything that is holy, don't repeat your past mistakes. I want to conclude by talking to anyone, whoever, listening to me. You are so ready to marry, but somehow there's delay. Things happen and things are not. I want to let you know that the Lord has not forsaken you. Can you look inside first? Could it be a spiritual thing? Wherever church you go to, talk to your pastor. If you are in a group, whatever, talk to trusted people, pray with you, break whatever. Because there's a reality of crisis. They happen. Look into your bloodline. Deal with that. Or could it be that there are things in your life that may be prolonging marital delay? Maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's your mindset. Maybe you are too high-minded. You are into perfectionism. You play hard to get. No. Turn it around, my friend. Turn it around. You should have seen me 41 years ago when a certain woman said, I do. I've ended. I'll pray for you before we go. But if you have any questions, we're going to do it. I'm going to bring a studio. I don't know if it's a studio guest or a studio host, but we're going to get in there. We're going to. It's okay. It's okay. Let's do our thing. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're fine. You haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. Yeah, we could. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may. All right, we are back, and I'm beginning to see people commenting already, and all the comments are about mommy. Exactly what do you mean? Yeah, really. I'm going to send her home in a minute. Hello, mommy, looking amazing. Is it only mommy you can see, Del? Is it only mommy? Look at Funke. Hello, mommy. Come on, look at Joyce. Can you all stop it already? I just spoke about jealousy. How about that? But welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. You know, she may be jet lagged. She stepped off the plane not too many hours ago. But listen, is there anything you want to just tell our audience? You know, today, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Is there something? Whilst I look if people sent us some questions, and then we can deal with that.
I think you covered a lot this evening. And like you said from the beginning, Valentine's Day, it's only a day. And just know that it's a day and it will pass. And you covered everything with regards to relationship, from the single, the married, the one who is divorced and getting ready to enter into another relationship. So, like the questions.
So I want to ask you, with all your years of being married to a person like me, what are some of the things that you have observed that have made your marriage what it is?
Yeah. I think one main thing that has helped us in our marriage is communication.
Okay.
Yes, communication. We, like you said in your teaching, in every step, like making a big decision or whatever, we sit, we talk about it, we discuss, and we talk about everything, almost everything. We discuss everything. We try as much as we can to communicate. So for me, communication has really, really helped us in our relationship. So if you are listening to us this evening or you're watching us, I want to encourage you to practice communication. Sometimes the other person might think the spouse might think, well, I've said it several times, it doesn't go anywhere, so I'm not going to say it again. And that can, the points that you gave out about marriage killers, it can kill your marriage. So find a way to communicate. And communication, the way and how you say it is very important. Sometimes it's a wrong time to talk about stuff. So how and when you say it is very important.
Thank you so much. And let's see. Well, people are saying communication is vital. Yeah, that is very true. Because I've realized that sometimes people don't really communicate. Pastor Richard says, "How do you make the unnatural natural?" And I don't know. It's only Pastor Richard who can ask that question. So how do you make the unnatural?
I don't know. In terms of communication.
I don't know. No, he just how do you make the unnatural natural? I don't know if you can handle that. But,
maybe he can explain himself.
Yes.
How do you make it?
You should listen, people. You should just see how people who were talking about mommy, all of us are now talking about me. Hypocrites. I got you. I got you.
It's just that most of them saw me on Sunday.
Yes,
so
you were preaching on Sunday, and all of a sudden
yes,
you are
yes,
4,000 miles away. She chases me everywhere, people. She chases me everywhere. Is there any question? Other than that, we'll pray, then we'll go home. Okay, Pastor Festus says communication and not assumption. It's very true.
Yes.
Communication is not assumption. It is very you don't assume.
No.
Yes, you don't
No.
assume.
But like I said, the how and when is very important.
Timing,
Timing
Timing.
is very, very. Some people, and I don't know whether it's with men or with people. Some people, anytime you say, "Can we talk?" or "Let's talk,"
They go into warrior mode.
exactly.
Their heartbeat begins to increase.
Yes,
Their
yes.
nostrils dilate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, but there are so many ways that you can communicate with your spouse. 2 weeks ago, when we had the marriage breakfast, I was telling them that for me, one of the best ways that we use to communicate is when we take walks together. We talk about it, most things when we take walks together. So it's not, I don't necessarily call you, let's sit down and talk about whatever. But whilst we're taking the walk, walking together, we can talk about so many things. And for me, it's a perfect way of communicating.
I think it's very true. This communicating business, a lot of marital issues and stress is just breakdown in communication. You know, I'm sure you've heard me say it many times that communication in a relationship is like blood to the body.
Yeah.
When the body loses blood, shock enters. What medical term shock enters, then abnormality enters, then deterioration enters, then eventual death.
Yeah.
And so that is what happened. Problems and situations are not dangerous until the couple refuse to communicate about it. And getting into communication, there must be a measure of humility, deep humility. Because sometimes I've observed people that have a situation, maybe their spouse has done wrong, something has gone wrong, and they fight it with a nuclear weapon. There's a little proverb in Africa that says that it's only when a fly lands on your nose that you realize that you don't fight every problem with a machete. You don't cut it off. No, that negotiation takes your time, and sometimes the belligerent attitude and going after. So I remember you did not marry your enemy, and people make mistakes. Storms come in marriages. You must make up your mind that this is my thing. And by the way, I'm not sure you can leave this and immediately go and find a better one.
Yeah.
We all come with the same equipment. So never forget, you create your world and live in it. You agree with me?
I do.
Okay. Pastor Richard says that so we should find creative ways to communicate. The answer is yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Please do find creative ways to communicate. And again, don't make it too tense. Sometimes make it very light for the person to relax. Again, if you tell somebody or a man, "Oh, let's sit, can we talk?"
Want it now.
No, the man
Follow him around.
goes into warrior mode. So find creative ways to communicate. Like I said, the example I gave, we talk a lot when we take walks. So if you can do that, I think it will help you.
Now, there's this is a very beautiful question. It says that, Daddy, please, how do couples handle their finances when the woman earns more than the man? You want to have a go?
Yes. The man is the head of the house. Yes, the woman earns more than the man. It's a good thing because it benefits the whole family. I don't know how you've planned your finances in your home. So I don't really know. I know people that contribute, let's say $1,000 or $500 each, and they have a central account that they put that money in. I don't know how. So if you know that you earn more than your man, and for example, every month, each and every one of you, puts in 500, you can put in more. But like I said, I don't know how you handle your finances, but you can also bring it all together. I don't know how, but if you know you earn more, put in more.
Yeah, and I also want to say this, just to piggyback on what you're saying, that finances are very important. remember that you are one flesh. Yes, in the natural selection or natural order of things, the man, he's the husband. It's an old Anglo-Saxon word, husband. That is the provider of the house. But the truth of the matter is that the terrain is changed today.
Yes.
In my generation, growing up, most mothers, that is why personally I think this term is totally outmoded. Housewife is totally outmoded. It should be taken out of the English dictionary. Housewife is gone. For me, it has no bearing again, especially where you and I are, And so that mentality is that it's like the man must provide, the man must provide. So for me, when the two of you are on the same page and you are one flesh, then your finances must be part of the one flesh. So you talk about that. Yeah. And then when Christ is in you and humility and love is at work, getting extra money or a little bit of more money than the other person should not let you begin to grow wings and walk all over the person. On the other side, man, if your wife also happens to work and have more money, that does not also empower you to be lazy and see your wife as an ATM, to draw her money. No, you shouldn't do that. When you do that, I support the woman to beat you black and blue. I'm just kidding. But that is not very good. So both of you should really talk and communicate. And the woman earning more than the man, the love is there, the respect is there, the honor is there. If it's not the man's fault that maybe he's lazy, he doesn't want to get up and do things, I think your money should bring both of you together rather than, And Mommy said it so beautifully that you must plan how you spend your money. You must plan how you spend your money. I've been in situations where, maybe one of the spouses, their parents are, all deceased, and the other one has their parents, and so now who do you send money? So, okay, if you send money to your parents, then I'll take the same money for myself because, all of these things, sometimes some of them can be petty. So let's work on that. Okay, another question from Kofi says that, how about it if you really want to communicate, but the tone from the other person is always not the best to help with the genuine communication? That's a very valid thing. For me, I feel that a counselor must come in. What do you think, ma'am?
I think before the counselor comes in, you have to make the person aware of it.
Okay.
For all you know, the other person is not even aware about, his or her tone. So make the person aware that, listen, your tone when it comes to communication is not the best. So can you please work on it because if you don't work on it, there will not be any genuine communication. So before whoever comes in, make the person aware of it.
Okay. We want to take two more questions because I don't want to hold you forever. But let's see. No, not that one. I can't answer. How do you make the unnatural natural? That belongs to people from Minnesota, the land of 10,000 leaves. Something. So is there any other? Okay, Alfred says something here. He says that, Daddy and Mommy, how do you handle a spouse who is never receptive to your concerns that you may have? Your spouse is never receptive to your concerns. What would you say?
Could there be a reason?
Yeah, definitely there will be. So hold this question from Pastor Steve. But there should, maybe it's the person's upbringing. There should be something in there.
I think there should be a reason why he's not receptive to your concern. So there should be a reason why. That is what led your spouse to behave that way. So, like normally you say, kill the cobweb before
the spider, and there'll be no more cobwebs.
Yeah. So I think there's a reason.
Okay. And
again, it comes down to communication. Have you made your spouse aware that he or she is not receptive to your concerns?
Okay, thank you. I knew this one was coming from a high-end lawyer, just going to trouble us. You see him? Well, yeah, you read the English and you know exactly where it's coming from. Pastor Steve, thank you for all your legal mind. But Pastor, it says that marriage is the apex of all relationships. That is true, we agree. But all relationships are subject to conflict. We totally agree. How do you handle conflict in your marriage? How do you handle conflict? May I say this and hand it over to you? Please listen. Don't you be afraid of conflict. Because there are three things I can say about conflict. Number one, conflict is normal. Yeah. Number two, conflict is natural. Number three, conflict is neutral. It is what you put into it that makes it bad. So long as there are two bodies in close proximity rubbing together, there will be heat, and heat generates fire. You have to make up your mind that we need to work through this. We are not going to hold nuclear weapons and everybody takes a position that I'll drop mine, you drop yours, and let there be a scorched earth policy. For me, humility.
Yeah.
Humility. That's why, listen, if you have listened to me in the few times that I exhort during weddings, at the end I tell people that when you are wrong, say I'm sorry. And when you are right, keep quiet. That's it. Other than that, little things can become huge, like a hurricane forecast, and it goes on and on and on. Then becomes a conflagration, burns the whole thing down. So maybe we need to come back again. Actually, on Saturday, I'll be teaching this somewhere on conflict. Yes, I'm teaching that. I don't know if it will be streamed, but I'm going to find out, and then I'll put it out there. I'll be in the city of London on Saturday, and I'll be teaching that this weekend. I'm doing something there, and so it's important that we look at that. Conflicts happen, but you know me and my timekeeping. I wish we could go on and on and on. Maybe we'll come back and talk about some of these things. You want to wish them a happy Valentine's Day, or wish me?
Well, happy Valentine's Day to everyone watching us this evening. Remember, the agape love transcends all love. Whether you are married, whether you are single or looking to marry, I pray that the agape love, the God kind of love, will be in your heart as you celebrate Valentine's Day. Because without that love, in marriage, in friendship, relationship, whatever, even when conflict comes in, without the agape love, will not be able to resolve it amicably. So on the eve of Valentine's Day, we want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
She's already holding my hand.
You know I'm not big on those things. So.
Yeah, I know. Last Sunday she was preaching and she said something really beautiful. She doesn't like flowers. She doesn't like chocolates. She doesn't like... And I was sitting at watching on TV and I was like, so what do you like? Maybe she likes Ofosu-Appiah. Listen, life is short. Have fun. Relax. I know you are very anointed, but can you just relax and be a human being? It's always a joy and a pleasure to come your way. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Again, Mommy and I will wish you a very happy Valentine's Day. And for those of you who may be single, who may be not connected or engaged, please don't let sadness and depression and what people put out there on social media lie to you and send you into the doldrums. Mm-hmm. It's just a day. You've survived many and you still survive. I want to hold your hands and let's pray. Father, I pray for people watching us tonight, especially for the category of people who have been through marital trauma, breakdowns, separation, betrayals. Father, we ask for healing. Amen. We ask for healing of their emotions. Amen. That to the extent that even though they still remember, the remembrance will not be grievous. Amen. Give them a new chapter, for you are the chapter opener, the new book writer. Amen. You have said that, and it's on record, that behold, I make all things new. Amen. And that includes relationship. Heal hearts that are broken. Heal memories that are traumatized. Help people today. Let water-filled marriages be turned into wine-filled marriages. Amen. I pray for men and women who are single at this moment and are looking to marry. Father, you are the matchmaker. I pray that you give somebody a miracle. Open doors, oh God, in the name of the Lord. And I pray for marital couples too, Lord. I pray that you keep them in this marriage. I pray, let your name be glorified. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, what a joy. It's always a joy to come here. We thank you for giving us 1 hour of your time today. We don't take you for granted at all. As God gives us life, we look forward to hanging out with you again next Tuesday. All that remains for me to say is from her and from him, good night.
Good night. Good night. Bye.
People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you.